listening to the Digitally Irresistible podcast, where we cover the optimization of digital technologies and irresistible people. Brought to you by iQor. Each episode features someone who sheds a little more light on the ins and outs of delivering a great employee and customer experience that has a measurable impact on the business. And now, here's today's guest. Welcome to another episode of the Digitally Irresistible podcast. I'm your host, Bernie Borges. Today's guest is Liz Cabrera. Welcome, Liz.
Hi, Bernie, and thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for being here, Liz. Liz, you're an HR manager supporting close to 2,000 employees in one of iQor's 17 sites in the Philippines. And your road to this role has been full of twists and turns. In this episode, let's discuss how you got to this role, what you've learned along the way, and how those valuable lessons are embodied in your day-to-day responsibilities as an HR manager in iQor Philippines. But first, Liz, let's begin with an explanation of your current role as an HR manager. Why don't you explain that for us?
All right. So, Bernie, we know that HR is really multifaceted, right? We do have employee relations, labor relations, compliance, compensation and benefits, and a whole lot more. But if I were to summarize what being an HR manager is, it's really working directly with our most valuable asset, and that's our people. So we help the business need by making sure that we effectively manage our employees' life cycle and make sure that they're following and being compliant with our guidelines and policies.
Now, when you say life cycle, Liz, that takes you all the way back to the beginning, including recruiting and onboarding. Is that right?
Yes, that's onboarding to offboarding. That's the entire employee life cycle. But we really start when it comes to them starting with after they're endorsed by our recruitment team. So we're the ones who also onboard them, do the new employee orientation that's handled by our team. I've done it before. But the role of being an HR manager, it really starts with them with training already, once they're already in a program.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Now, I want to take you back to earlier in your career. As I said in the introduction, your career has had twists and turns to get you to this role.
Yes.
Before you joined iQor about 5 years ago, tell us a little bit about the responsibilities that you had in a different company environment, but more importantly, what it is that you learned from those responsibilities that prepared you for this role as HR manager at iQor in the Philippines.
Okay, so with my previous company, Bernie, I was actually, I started as a telephone banker first, and then I became a consumer online tech support. We mainly handle escalations. Lessons I've learned is to really make sure that we understand the customer. It was embedded, etched in my heart, that it's very important to listen, not just tell something about yourself, but communication is a two-way process. And the only way for you to resolve a problem is for you to hear out the other person first and then focus on the resolution.
And what is it that attracted you to come to iQor?
It's actually the leaders, Bernie. And of course, what the tagline says, be more with iQor.
All right. So you were exposed to leadership, and what was it about leadership that really appealed to you, Liz?
When I started working, I never knew, and I really am blessed to have experienced working with managers who are really looking out for you, not just seeing you as a number, but really looking out for you as a person. And that's what's really amazing.
Now, when you first came into iQor, as I understand it, you skipped an entry-level role. So why don't you give us a little insight into what that looked like when you first joined iQor? How did you actually engage in that first role?
Join iQor as one of our amazing customer service representatives. If you are at least a senior graduate, at least 18 years old, with good English communication skills, open to shifting schedules, whether or not you have BPO experience, for as long as you're willing to learn, apply now.
Applying with us is fast and easy. Simply visit any of our sites during our posted schedule, bring a resume, and get ready for an interview. Our awesome talent acquisition team will be happy to help you. Hope to see you soon!
The experience, Bernie, it had a lot of pressure. I had a lot of pressure on my end to live to the name or to the tagging itself, because during that time when I started with the account, there were only a very few specialists, and it was really like a talk during that time. But a specialist started with the account.
So tell us a little bit about how you evolved into the HR manager role.
I like challenges. So I accepted a challenge, made sure that I was doing my best every time. And because of the continuous things that I've done, I was able to support the team as an SME. I was also like an apprentice team lead for quite some time. I was able to train our SMEs as an SME champ. And then the HR generalist role came up, and I didn't even know that I was qualified for it. But the rest of my leaders, they were the ones who pushed me. They believed in me that I can do it. And so I did. And now here I am.
Well, actually, that's exactly where I want to go next. You said your leaders pushed you into that.
Yeah.
So I don't know that they pushed you as much as maybe they coached you. So why don't you elaborate on that? What's the role of your immediate leadership and getting you to actually be ready for this role and encouraging you to actually apply for the role?
I was pushed by my leaders to do better. They believed in me, they saw the potential in me, and I really appreciate that they were the ones who are really encouraging me to do better. Like what I mentioned earlier, the HR generalist post, when it was actually advertised, I did see the email, but it never crossed my mind to apply. I was like, it seems nice, but I don't think I have the experience because I didn't have any HR background in the first place. So my leaders, they were asking me, did you apply? Those things. Even my trainer, who really mentored me, told me if I applied for the role. And I said, I didn't, because I don't think I'm qualified for the role. And they just laughed at me and they said, we think you're qualified enough. And I'm glad for that little push that they gave me, and I gave it a go.
Fantastic. So clearly they boosted your confidence, and I'm glad that they did. Now, when you meet employee candidates, Liz, what do you tell them about life at iQor?
Life at iQor, I really tell them, Bernie, and it's really honest. I really tell them that life at iQor makes you better. We are really true with the tagging to be more with iQor, not just with compensation and benefits. It's really more with your career, how you develop as a person, the company itself. So we really want to promote people from within, right? So that's the reason why that we actually develop when we see potential in people. We don't just ignore it. We really appreciate and accept those that want to step up with their careers. And it's one thing that I really love and appreciate.
And how would you describe the impact that your career at iQor has had on you?
Something that I really love and appreciate is the development that I have as a person, not just with the finances, right? It's really more of your maturity, how you learn to interact with people, how you understand people even more. Those are the things that I really cherish. The inspiration or the impact that you have with people. It's those are the things that I really treasure. The point that you are able to help them. I think that's what makes me an HR manager.
Fantastic. Well, Liz, we always like to end each episode with the fun question. You've given us a glimpse into what it's like to be an HR manager at iQor Philippines, and of course your backstory. So why don't you share with us, what do you like to do for fun when you're not working?
For fun, I like to travel. especially the beach. I love to go free diving and a whole lot more. Swimming.
Fantastic. Well, you probably have lots of options to do that in your local area, so that
Yes.
is terrific. Well, Liz, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule as an HR manager in iQor Philippines to join us today on this episode of the Digitally Irresistible podcast to give us a glimpse into the experience that you had that led you to your current role as an HR manager and the impact that you're having on the nearly 2,000 iQorians that you support in iQor Philippines. Thank you so much, Liz.
You're welcome. It's really an honor, Bernie, to be here. Thank you as well for this opportunity.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Digitally Irresistible podcast, where we cover the optimization of digital technologies and irresistible people, delivering a great employee and customer experience that has a measurable impact on the business. Brought to you by iQor. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast player so you don't miss future episodes.